Today's subject is strength is life, weakness is death. This is one of the famous quotation from Swamiji. You all know about Swami Vivekananda, so I need not have to give you a long introduction. He was courage personified, strength personified. So before this PowerPoint starts, I will tell you a small story about Swamiji. Story means an incident. Actually, after America, he visited London in 1896. We must remember that was the time when the British were ruling us. We were supposed to be servant class and they were supposed to be masters. So, when Swamiji visited London, how was the situation? You know, when that time the situation was like that. None of the Indians were able to face British Queen or British the eye-to-eye contact. There was always an inferiority complex. See, even when Raja Ram Mohan Rai, such a famous person, he visited England, and when he went to visit Rani Victoria, Queen Victoria, he did salam, and then he did all types of praises he gave, heaped on her. You people have come to save us. And Keshav Chandra Sen also said, Jesus has come to India to save us. This type of praises they heaped on them. None of them were able to stand straight and look into their eyes and talk. And remember, at that time, freedom movement has not started yet. It was yet to start. That was the time. And when Swamiji went to England, I will tell you one incident. How was his moral courage? How he was a strength personified. That one incident will tell you. He was speaking to British people. 300 British were sitting in front of him. Then he was speaking on Buddha. Okay. That time, two British people who sponsored Swamiji, Mr. Sturdy and a Goodwin, who helped Swamiji, they were there. Apart from that, another Swamiji's Guru Bhai, Sharat Maharaj, and Swamiji's own brother, Mahendranath Datta, they were there at the last bench. And apart from these people, all others were British people. Now, one captain who returned from India, he was sitting in the front row. He had very cynical idea about Indians. They are slaves. These people, they are only fit to be ruled. They are nobody. They are beggars. Like this sort of idea he had. I don't know why he came to hear Swamiji. He was sitting in the front row. Now and then he used to make comments. I know you people. You people are slaves, servant class. Like this sort of thing he was going on. When the other British heard his comment, they were angry. Their faces were turning red. And especially Mr. Sturdy stood up and he was folding his sleeves to give him nicely. But this retired captain was going on acting like that. But Swamiji did not give any attention. But the two Indians who were at the last bench, he says we were shivering in our boots because we know that these are sahibs with all the red faces. They were sitting. And Swamiji was going on calmly. And when he came to the point where Buddha takes sannyasana, renounced the world and he gave away all his ornaments to these people, the charioteer You know the story of Buddha, I need not have to repeat. How many of you know Buddha's story? Hands up. How many? Lift quickly. I will not have any encouragement if you do like that. You have not read Buddha's life. Very strange. From where I will start then? Swamiji's life you have read. Hands up, how many have read Swamiji's life? Quick, quick. Swami Vivekananda's life. I think first we have to give you Swamiji's life then, before starting this retreat. Because he is the person who carved the new India. India was not even feeling the nationalism that time. He brought nationhood to India. Before Tilak came, before Gandhiji came, before Aurobindo came, before all the national heroes came, it was Swamiji who came as the pioneer. It is a Swamiji who inspired all of these people. Bhagat Singh used to repeat his quotation every day, though he was a Punjabi. And Tilak loved Swamiji like anything. Tilak admired Swamiji. And Swamiji also loved him so much. Because both of them were patriots. They had one aim, to lift our country. So I hope next time if you meet me, you must be able to say, oh yes, we have read Swamiji's book. Alright? Yes or no? Yes. So now this incident I will complete. So when the moment when Buddha was supposed to take sannyas, this man went on commenting, these sadhus, they are cheats only. They are cheats. They are dakas, they chore. Like this he said. Then Swamiji turned with full eyes towards him. Maybe his heartbeat stopped. And then Swamiji went on pouring, you British, what have you done? Remember, we were not independent that time, we were under British. And there was not a single Indian who faced British and said like this in their face. You British, what did you do? In 500 BC, the worms were crawling on your body. And India, our country, was in the pinnacle of glory. He told on the face of these people. What you did, he went on pointing one after another. You plundered this country and that country, you did the bloodshed, you killed so many people, you have taken all the gold from India. Even he said in which year they did, which country they did, and how many people they slaughtered. All these things he went on. Just like it is like what you say, judges say, no, in the court, like those who are reading law, they can very well understand. It's called indiction. You have done this, you have done this, you have done this, like this. He went on telling all the list of things that they have done. You imagine, out of 300 people, not a single person protested. Not a single person got up. They sat quietly. And this man, he started weeping. He took away kerchief from one side, it all got wet, and took away kerchief from another side, that also got wet. And finally he walked, bending his head. Slowly he walked out. Then Swamiji stood there, looked at him, going, watching. Then he came back and resumed. He just resumed where he left the story. And he was as calm as before, he was as quiet as before. Nobody understood that thunderstorm has gone in between. And nobody protested. That was Swamiji's moral courage. He could tell that on their face. And when they were considering us as subservient people. And he could proclaim our culture when they were thinking that we are barbarians and we are below standard. He proclaimed the glory of our country on their face. So that is Swamiji. Hello. So today, I have divided the topic into two portions. One is strength. This picture you are seeing is Sarada Math Mandir, not Belur Math. Okay. I don't know how many have visited Calcutta or Dakshineshwar. See, this one is showing how many types of strengths we are having. The first one is Stone Age type, physical strength. The persons who dominated the world, they were barbarians like this. They showed that physical strength. Okay. That is the only standard of judgment. That is why women were also treated as slaves. Animals were treated as this thing, the property. Those who are strong, they used to kill others and take over. And then came the medieval time, this financial strength. The European countries, they tried to do dacoity and they rob these countries, and then they wanted to become financially great, strong. So why they came to India, you know? In 17th century, India's GDP was highest. Even after Mughals have plundered it, our financial strength was not very low. And we were called Sone ki Chidiya, and people searched this continent from all sides. Even Vasco da Gama, who first came to India, don't think he came by himself. He came up to Good Hope. You know where is Good Hope? A little bit of geography. South Africa, last point. Huh? He was coming all along by the coast only. He was afraid to cross the ocean. There is an ocean between Africa and India. He was targeting India, but he was afraid to cross. Then he found out a businessman from Gujarat. And this Gujarati businessman, he had a ship 3 times bigger than the ship of Vasco da Gama. He had 3 such ships. Then he said, oh, you want to come to our country? See, we are always Atiti Devo Bhava. That is why we get lost in many things. Even though it is the rule of our country. We invited him. Now I wonder why he invited him. He should not have. No. Then this man was escorted by this Gujarati businessman with 3 ships. We brought him to our country. And what this man did, Vasco da Gama, he said, oh, Atiti Devo Bhava, please come in. He took the gun and started shooting. Can you understand the degree of barbarianism? That is why Nivedita says, our motherland India, Bharat Mata, she was deeply immersed in meditation and knowledge seeking. And these barbarians, they were nowhere compared to Bharatvarsha in their culture. They understood only physical strength and money, nothing else. And they came and plundered India like anything. Our Bharat Mata was shocked because she always had this idea of culture, and the degree of culture that was there, nobody could imagine outside. Ours was knowledge power. But then why did we go down then? Because physical strength was neglected that time. That was the reason why our country went down. Another thing is, we were not united. We were not united. That was the first thing. Some state is attacked, and they say, oh, doesn't matter, it is not my state anyway. This is how we behaved. And the traitorship. That is the weak point in our country. And another thing that has happened to our country was, about 7,500 years ago, Mahabharata what took place, it says the best blood of India was sucked out. And after that, almost we lost all the Kshatriya power. That is why the rest of the people who were there were physically weak. They were only left over. That was the main reason why India lost. So, but we have got spiritual strength. Though our king lineage has broken many times, royal lineage has broken many times, but Rishi lineage has never broken. Our spiritual strength has remained. It is very, very surprising when the Muslims started occupying the place after place. When they came to Persia, they finished Persia in 3 weeks. 3 weeks only. They killed, murdered, plundered. The few people who escaped, they came as Parsis here. Now they are converted to Iran and Iraq. Their ancient culture was completely killed and destroyed. Same thing happened in European countries. The Roman culture and everything got lost within few months by Christian aggravation. Here and here only we have struggled and staying and living, still living. Ours is the only living culture in the entire world. It's proved now. It is proved that Hindu culture is the only ancient culture which is still living. All the other cultures have disappeared. Greek, Babylonians, Egyptian, everything, even China, which was actually with us, ancient China, that culture is killed and gone. So now what our modern country needs is not only spiritual strength, we need physical strength also, financial strength also, military strength also, and knowledge also. This is what we want. And Swamiji's favorite story, favorite shloka was Klaibyam ma smagama partha naitatva upapadyate. This is from Gita. He said, all of you get up. Don't be feeling like a weakling. That is what Krishna tells Arjuna. It doesn't befit you. This unmanliness doesn't befit you. This is what Swamiji said to us. So he wanted an inner transformation of the country. See, such a great person, a lion among the men, he came in such a time when the whole country was dejected, was sleeping. That's what Romai Rolla says. Romai Rolla is a Nobel laureate. He says very beautifully, when he came to Rameshwaram, Ramnal, he was standing at the tip of the country. The entire country, it was like a giant corpus, he says. Corpus means what? A dead body. And when this hero gave the clarion call, my India, arise, the entire country stood up as one man. That was the strength of Swamiji. That was the call of Swamiji. Now, only thing is Swamiji felt sad because the country was not able to stand for long. He said, now how much energy I am putting against this one? Country is again and again going to sleep. But then he prophesied, one day India will rise to the pinnacle of glory again. He wanted 3 points to remember. Say, 3 points that makes every man great, every nation great. You must remember these 3 points. Conviction of power of goodness. That means we must seek goodness only in others. We will be doing backbiting and telling bad things about others. Don't do it. Try always to get only positive things from others. And then absence of jealousy and suspicion. Swamiji hated that. Our country has fallen because of this. The states, these princes, they were quarreling with each other because of this jealousy and that's all, nothing else. And we have sacrificed each other because of that. Now helping all who are trying to be and to do good. And so we will make a good force. Together we will become a Shubha Shakti if we can do that. That is what Swamiji wanted. If we want to build the country again, we want these 3 points. You as youngsters, I want you to remember these 3 points. What is that? conviction of power of goodness, absence of jealousy. He warned again and again, don't be jealous and don't be greedy after power. If you do that, then India may lose the freedom again. He proclaimed in 1897, within 50 years, India is going to become free. See how prophetic was his vision. Exactly 1947 we got freedom. And he also said, I see the glorious future is ahead. But if you become jealous of each other, if you become power greedy, then you may lose freedom. So be careful. That's also he said. And he also said, China is our greatest threat. That also he said. That time itself. He did so many prophecies, all have come true. So we have got full confidence that what Swamiji is saying will come true. That is, the glorious India, glorious future is awaiting us. Within few years, we will see the India again the pinnacle of glory. But all of us have to contribute for that. So, why Swamiji came after all? He wanted to build that Atma Vishwas in us, that strength of character in us. So that is why his main mission of his life was character building and nation building. See, there is an infinite potential within all of us, but we are not remembering that. We are not even caring for that. We Indians especially, we have got such a treasure in us, spiritual treasure, that no country has. No country has. Say, with this Advaita or anything, what does it mean? It means only this. We have got that infinite power of Atman inside us. There is a divine Jyoti always burning inside us. So we are all like that a beggar who was sitting on a trunk and crying, I don't have money, please give. But the trunk which was locked and looking very old and rusted had jewels in that. So we are like that. We are not opening the trunk. We are not opening our treasure box. We are simply crying, we don't have anything, please help, please help. This is what we did so far. Fortunately, that condition has gone and we are turning up again. So developing Atma Vishwas, for that Swamiji has come, and faith in ourselves. So this is spiritual strength he spoke. He addressed to the Atman of everybody. See, when he spoke in Chicago, 6,000 people or 7,000 people were sitting. They felt a pull. You can't understand how much. They didn't understand why. He simply addressed them as sisters and brothers of America. They all of them felt as if he is their nearest and dearest. I don't know why. Why do you know? Anytime you have thought why? Not because he was looking handsome, not because his voice was very good, but something else was there. That was that spiritual strength. We say in our Shastras, when somebody becomes Brahmagyani, in Gita also, Krishna says the same thing. He will start seeing his own Atman in everybody, and they will see their own Atman in him. It is like a mirror. Whom do you love very much in the world? Just guess, make an honest guess and tell me. Whom do you love very much? Ourselves. That is why you stand in front of mirror. You want to look into mirror. You want to make yourself beautiful. Why? We love ourselves. That is a fact. Come on, accept it. Correct or wrong? Correct. So what Swamiji did was, he just showed the mirror. Means inside him they saw their own Atman. That is why they felt he was such a dearest person to them. They felt such a pull. The extraordinary scene, no? One of the old ladies, Budget, she has explained. In her home, she kept a Swamiji's life-size photo. And as young man was dying, she kept it at his head, above his head. Then when his sister came, said, who is this? Why you are keeping this man's photo here? Then she said, if ever the God has come to earth, it is he said. Then how do you understand it is God? How do you know? Then she said, see, I was there in the parliament. I was watching this young man speak. You don't know what happened. 7,000 people got almost hypnotized. They didn't know what happened to them. Just after the lecture, they were rushing like anything. They were walking on the benches just to reach his hem and touch it. They do it like that to the sadhus or the padris. Kiss the hem of his dress. And his portrait was hung outside. Everybody was saluting. And I also took his portrait. The time I saw, I was saying to myself, all right, my lad, if you can face this, you are indeed God. Then I understood he is really God, because he was so loving, like a small child, and he never had any type of egoism. So I understood he is God. So I took his photo to my house. So this is a story that happened not long back, only about 135 years back. So Swamiji gave this treasure of India openly to all of them. That is why the India's honor was lifted in 1 second. And next day, the things came in the headlines everywhere. A Hindu monk has stood up in front of the world and spoke about the country. He lifted the dignity of the country in 1 second. So this is how he addressed the people. Amritasya putra, you are the children of immortal bliss. Whom we call sinners. To call you sinners, it is sin to call man so. And this is what he said. What is speciality about it? When he called this, that really that divine was awakened in them. Even if I shout, it won't awaken in you. But when he simply called Amritasya Putra, it was awakened in them. Not only that, I don't know about the padris, but the scientists went mad about this. You know why? They were fed up with the theories of the Christianity. They were saying sinners, sinners, sinners. They were fed up to hear this one. So when the Swamiji first addressed Amritasya Putra, they were happy like anything. Just like the Parliament of Religion, there was another parliament that was called Science Congress or Electric Congress. The president was a scientist, Mervyn Snell. And so many famous scientists. I know this, at least you know these names of these scientists. Edison, you know? You know? Yes or no? Yes. They were there. Tesla, you know, he was there. And then Kelvin, I don't know whether you know or not. Kelvin, yes, who did this absolute zero, he was there. And the other scientists were there. So they all loved Swamiji like anything, because he spoke truth that appealed to them. And that moment, you know how many scientists took it to heart? You have heard about Schrodinger and all these people. They used to write on the laboratory's wall, Aham Brahmasmi, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. How popular India's the spiritual science came to. Can you understand? How quickly Swamiji made it popular. Now so many gurus are going out, as that's okay. But what Swamiji did was something extraordinary. So Swamiji spoke this. This is the one story that you are seeing, a lion and lion cub. There is one story that Swamiji has said. A lion cub was missing, and the lambs took it on themselves to look after it. Mother died, so they took on themselves to look after this cub, just like others. So he was imitating the other cubs. They were all eating grass, and he also tried to eat grass. They were doing ba 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 like that. He also tried to do ba 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 like that. One day, a lion saw, what is this curiosity? Why this one, a lion cub is roaming about behind these lambs? And he's also doing ba ba like this. Shame. And when he jumped on this flock, other sheep ran away. But he caught this lion cub and dragged it. He was doing bah, 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 like this, please let me go, please let me go. No, nothing doing. Then he took him to this thing, a lake, and showed his face. See what are you? Don't you have a face like me? He said, oh yes, I'm having face like you. Don't you feel ashamed to take grass and eat grass and doing baba all the time? So we are all like that. We are all like that sheep. We don't have anything. We are all weaklings. We don't have any strength. We are doing baba like that. So Swamiji type of strong soul has to come and show us the face and say, you are not sheep. You are lions. So that is Swamiji's one thing that he has given back to Indians. Spiritual practice, intellectual development, moral discipline, service to others. These are the points which can help us to grow spiritually. So, remember Swamiji's words, we are Amritasya Putra, children of immortal bliss. Come up, O lions, and shake off the delusion you are sheep. That's what Swamiji said. Have faith in yourself and stand up on the faith. That is what we need. So, now I have given you a list of the strengths that we can acquire. These are all spiritual ones. Strength through mastery of prana. It gives you a willpower and leadership. So those who are the world movers, they have got this special strength, that is mastery over the vital energy. That is why they can control themselves, they can even catch others. That is the attraction that people feel after when they hear them. So this strength of concentration of mind, this is a special thing that is developed in India only, our country only. The Raj Yoga or Patanjali Yoga, it is developed in our country only. It is one of the spiritual treasure, we can give it to the world. So scientists or artists or science, everybody can benefit from this yoga, this one, Patanjali Yoga, concentration of mind development. Then Swamiji stressed on the strength through chastity and morality. See, in our Shastra, we say, Ahara Shuddha, Sattva Shuddhihi. That means what? We have to take pure food, no doubt. We should not go on taking packed food or rotten food or refrigerated food or outside hotel food. We should not take. But apart from this, it has got another greater meaning. The meaning is whatever we take from any of our senses is ahar. What we take from eyes, we start seeing the filthy things or films like that. You are taking a bad ahar through your eyes. We are hearing criticism and all the negative things through ears. Then you are taking bad food through your ears. So like that, the food is there for all the senses. We have to be able to clean all the senses before we go forward. Strength is fearlessness in facing truth and death. Courage to face the reality, that one. So Swamiji has shown it and our freedom fighters have shown it, and everybody, every one of them, they have sacrificed for the country. They should be our leaders, not the film heroes. Remember that. All of you should read this national heroes' lives. It is something that will give you energy. So strength comes through self-mastery. The attachment leads to slavery, and real freedom comes when we stand firm, unmoved by the external conditions. So, Swamiji said repeatedly, you are Amritasya Putra, You are Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. We are really that Chidananda Rupa we are. That's why stand up, be bold, be strong, take the whole responsibility on yourselves. Swamiji stressed this so much because you see, we are happy to play victim card. Whenever you say, we girls, we have suffered so much, women have suffered so much. And we want to go on telling the people, I had such pain, I had such difficulty, I was always abused. All these things are nonsense, you leave it. Because this, if you go on, it is if you are having a wound and if you start scratching it, it will never heal. Even if it heals, you will scratch and be happy by scratching. Why this tendency? Why? Women have especially this tendency. They should get over this. We are not that. We are not the bodies. We have to come out of this vicious circle. So we have to take the responsibility on ourselves. We should not be playing victim cards. Oh, it was like that, so you can see there was no other way. Like this we give explanation. That is no good. And our country, why we lost our freedom? See, our country's one of the greatest dictums or the axioms that our country followed was unity in diversity. Unity in diversity. We accepted diversity. There can be matantar, but there should not be manantar. That means we can have different opinions, but that should not make us hate each other. So, this is why India has fallen. So, that should not happen again. See, that is same thing is happening again, but this time we should be strong enough to face all the traitors. Remember that. So this is summary. If you really want to take down, you can. Strength is a spiritual awareness. Strength is fearlessness, according to Swamiji. Strength is self-reliance. Strength is truthfulness. Strength is subtle power. See, Swamiji, when he was challenged, he was always ready to face that situation. Strength is cure for all the ills. Strength is freedom from superstition. Strength is practice. And this is the axioms that we are giving to you. See, what is our real gift to the humanity? That is light spiritual. So many things we are giving, we are still giving. But definitely one thing supreme is spiritual life. Now I want to hand over this one to these people. Say, one awareness test we have devised. You who are working in the companies, you know about SWOT. SWOT means strength, analyzing the company's strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. But we want to analyze ourselves. We are not analyzing now the company, but we want to analyze ourselves. Okay? Well, you can come in.